My name is Anamari Fanthorpe, and I'm your host today. And in these sessions, we learn it so we can do it and boost it. So I'm really excited to have Paul and Colleen here from the Honest Tech company, and we're going to be diving into their tools. So you guys are digital, you guys are tech experts, but you're also SMEs. So you're also small business owners, which is really cool because you understand the ins and outs of being a small business. And then you went ahead and designed a tool that works for small businesses to help them streamline their processes and optimize the time that they use with their business. So we're going to take a look at this today. I am going to start opening up the chats across the social media. So they're not quite open just yet, but you should be able to see us and hear us. So feel free to drop comments in those sections. A little reminder, if you need some support in other aspects of your business, or perhaps you want to just have a conversation with us, you can always contact us at support@digitalboost.co.nz. We're excited to have you join us here with Digital Boost and to help you reach your goals. So thanks, Paul and Colleen, for joining us here on Digital Boost.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. We're really looking forward to sharing some automation goodness with the team. So would it be okay if I share my screen, Anne-Marie?
Absolutely. Go ahead. And I'm going to drop my video off and get everything happening on the back end.
Okay, awesome. Let's do this. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so we're going to be talking about automating your business with the Honest Tech Toolkit, which is our system that we use. And I'm just going to give you guys a quick intro into who we are, because we haven't met a lot of you before. So hopefully you can see my slide changing here. So I'm Colleen and this is Paul. And I can see that Dean was in the chat. So Dean, nice to see that you've joined us live today. We've both worked in corporate for many, many years, and between us, we have 50 years of IT experience. So I know that might make us sound like dinosaurs, but we're really not. I worked as a project manager for 20 years in IT, and Paul has done 30 years working as a functional consultant and business analyst. We did like our corporate jobs, but we did want to start our own business, and we started the Honest Tech company in 2019. And it's all about our business is founded on honesty and integrity, and we just wanted to create something that would help other business owners create more freedom in their lives, which is why we went with tech, because that's our background, our house, and that's what we really love. And now we work with coaches and consultants and small business owners right across the globe. So we have customers in most of the continents, right?
Yeah, I think we counted it something like over 5 or 6 continents. Yeah.
Yeah. So most of our customers are in Australia. We have some in New Zealand, a lot in the States as well, and some in Europe, and one in Southeast Asia, I think. Yeah. So and
even one in Africa.
Yes, one in Africa. Yeah. So we're fully global, which is just perfect, and that's what we love. Right now, we are in Thailand, and so that's our family, and we have a 19-year-old and a 13-year-old. And the girl is the boss, Jasmine is the boss, as in most families, I think. We're traveling the world with our 2 kids. Now, we wanted to create a digital business that would be fully mobile, and we did that. And now that the borders are open and people are moving around more, we decided that we wanted to go traveling. And so we started in November in Bali, and we moved from there in December, and now we're in Thailand. And so we bought one-way tickets out of New Zealand, and there is no end date for our trip, which is something that we just couldn't do in our corporate jobs. And so we're so grateful to be able to do that. And our business is fully digital and global, so we can be wherever we want to be in the world.
Just the only criteria is we've got to have an internet connection.
Just got to have an internet connection. But it does mean that when we do presentations like this, that we are up at 4 in the morning. So that is the time here in Thailand right now. But we're really happy to present to you guys and just share more about what a digital lifestyle can be like, and more about how you can automate your business to get more freedom, which is ultimately our goal for all of our clients. So we are heading up to Europe. It can take years, and that's fine, because that's that's how we want to live our life.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to share with you today, we're going to be talking about how automating your business can give you more impact, money, and freedom. And this really has been life-changing for us. We're going to go through our journey and hope it gives you guys some inspiration in terms of what we've done and how you can apply these concepts in your business as well to be able to create that kind of, to be able to have more impact, to be able to reach more people with less effort, to be able to get paid more, and to be able to have more time back. And so these are the things that our customers say that they want more of, to be able to impact more people and to get paid more, because, you know, obviously more money gives you more options in life and more freedom. And that's essentially what we teach our clients. And so that's what we're going to do today. I'm not sure if there are any comments in the chat, but I'll get Paul just to
I'll read
keep an eye over there for any comments that come through, and I'll answer them as we go through as best as we can. Okay, so let's do this. So while we're here, I would love to hear from you guys. If you can tell me in the chat what your business is, it will help us shape this presentation a little bit more to be able to give you guys more context and apply it to your business. So if you can just put in the chat what your business is and what you do, then as we go through, we can tailor these a little bit more for you, okay? And while you guys are putting that in the chat, I just want to share a little story about something that happened to us very early on in our journey, and I hope it gives you guys some inspiration to see how automation can help you in your personal life and in your business as well. So back in 2020, we left Auckland. We used to live in Auckland. We're Westies for any of you guys who are Aucklanders. We're Westies, and we had a house down in Wanaka that we bought as an investment property. And when COVID hit, we decided that the tenants moved out and we couldn't find any tenants to move in, and we decided that we wanted to go and live there. And I was working full-time in the business, and Paul was contracting, working for someone else. And we decided that instead of him going back to work, that we would go all in on our business and that we would move. Just before we left, we created a digital product. Have you guys ever seen like a low ticket offer, like something like $27 or $37 for a digital course or something like that, right? So we decided that we would create a digital course for $37. And so we taught people how to run a Facebook challenge. I'm not going to go into this in detail, but it was essentially a digital course that would teach people how to sell something through a Facebook challenge and teaching people throughout a week how to do things. And we created this digital course. Well, we didn't realize how life-changing that small digital course would be. It was also a massive undertaking. So I think even to this day, it's been our biggest project to date. I thought it would be very simple just to create something for $37, but it was actually time-consuming. But we launched it and we ran ads to the sales page, and that $37 offer ended up paying for our house move as we were moving house. And I remember having a conversation with you. Everyone was packing up, and I said, no, we have to launch this before we go, because I want to see if we can get paid as we're actually traveling. And we did. And we just kept getting notification after notification. We were very lucky. Our ads took, and people were just buying and buying and buying. So as we went through this 2-day journey from Auckland to Wanaka, we drove to Wellington, and then we stayed the night, and we caught the ferry across to Picton, and then we drove all the next day. We were getting paid. And that was a real, like, a light bulb moment where it was like, wow, we can actually create passive income, and a lot of it, if we use automation to help us. And so that's what happened. And
I remember when we were on the ferry from Wellington to Picton, and going through the sounds there and get no service. And then as soon as we got service back, it started going ping, ping, ping again. And for anyone who's ever got Stripe, you get these little pings and you get your payment notification. It never gets old. It's a nice sound.
Yeah. So it really helped shape the way we think about passive income and creating more freedom in our lives to be able to do that. And that little $37 offer helped us so much in the future. Not only did it shape our thinking, but I had a skiing accident the next year, and we just ran ads. We just ran ads to the to the sales page, and we could continue our revenue. And so we weren't impacted. And so if you are someone who has a health issue and you have downtime where you didn't see that you weren't going to work, if you have something like that and you can run ads to it, it can help create that revenue for you and just take that financial pressure off. So it can be really helpful. So I just wanted to share that with you guys so that you can see how automation can help create that kind of income. Can we have a look at the chat and see?
Yeah,
how
we
we're
can.
going?
Absolutely. So Dean Thompson said he does background checking.
Love that, Dean. Yeah, awesome.
Lorraine Maguire is hypnotherapist.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, yeah, we've worked with therapists in the past.
So another Paul said e-commerce selling wooden toy stables and farm buildings we design and make.
Oh, brilliant. E-commerce on it.
Canterbury Builders are a building company. Maddie said we are a knife manufacturing business making kitchen knives based in Waiuku, New Zealand.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool.
And Lorraine Maguire says, woohoo, Henderson in the house.
Yeah, we're Westies.
We were in Oratia, just down the road.
Yeah, just down the road from Henderson, yeah.
Hancock Rocks says personalised stone pet and people memorials.
Oh, perfect.
And Dean also said, Anne-Marie said, thanks everyone for contributing. Dean said, yes, I made the most sales in trade checks on Monday. Very exciting. Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations, Dean. That's super awesome. Fantastic. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you, guys. That will help us when we go through and explain a little bit more about automation as we move through the slide deck. Okay, cool. All right. So these are areas that you can automate in your business, right? And these are things that we automated very early on. So customer data, so CRM, customer relationship management, collecting customer data. And I know this is your wheelhouse. Yeah. Paul is the tech guru in our business. I do more of the business side in terms of the coaching, but maybe I will hand over to you in terms of talking about the CRM.
Yeah, so the CRM, automatic capture of all your customer data. So you don't have to type these things in or keep in a spreadsheet, which we see quite a lot still. Do you want me to go through the whole list?
Yeah.
So list building. So this is the where you go out on social media and you basically tell everyone about your business and you start building your list, start building. You've probably heard this a lot, but know, like, and trust with all the potential leads out there. So you're building your list. You can automate all your emails. So we still have a few people that come to us and they're manually emailing people. And it's just not sustainable. If you want to grow your business, in a serious way, run more than 1 or 2 a week, you really need to automate your emails. Sales as well. So all of your sales and capturing payment, we can automate all of that. If you have calendar bookings, whether it's one-on-one or for appointments, whatever, then you can and should be automating all your calendar bookings as well. If your business has digital courses, you can have all those stored on your system, and you can automate all the onboarding, etc. So if someone purchases, they just automatically get access to it. And your social media scheduling as well. So you can actually schedule a lot of your social media in advance and have it all post to your different social media platforms for you too.
So I'm keen to understand a little bit more from you guys in terms of the stuff that we just talked about. Are you guys doing any of this now in an automated fashion? Are you collecting customer data in an automated fashion, or are you building your email list? How are you guys emailing people? If you guys can let us know, that would be really helpful. So that I'm going to explain a little bit more about how we actually do some of these things. I'm not going to go through all of them in great detail, but I will explain how we do some of this. Let's have a look. Cool. Yeah. Anamari's going to bring in some comments.
So Paul said all manually at the moment. Some social media is scheduled using Buffer. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We use Buffer.
Yeah, we have used Buffer. That's good.
It's good.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, I'm going to go through and just explain a little bit more about some of these areas, and then we can come back to the chat and touch on those points. Okay, so list building. This is something that we are really passionate about, because if you imagine you have built a list and you've created a relationship with these people, you can get to a point where you send an email and make money. it really can get to that point. So the way we build our lists by giving people a lead magnet. I don't know if you guys have heard that term before, but essentially what it is something that you give your audience, something of value that is going to help them small win in exchange for the email address. Okay, so that's what we do. We create these. These are just some examples of guides that I've created. So we've got here, get unlimited leads. So our clients want to know how they can get leads online, right? So this was a lead magnet that I created, and this is just a PDF guide that I send them. And the background there, that blue one, is the top 9 must-haves for a sales funnel page. So essentially, the things that you need to have on a sales page to make it convert, right? So if some of those things are missing, people might lose trust or whatever. So that has been a hugely popular one. Planning and goal setting Canva templates. So for people who want to become more efficient, that is a really great lead magnet, and that's been downloaded multiple times over the last few days because we've just created that one. All right. So what we do is we share these across social media, we put it on a website, wherever. The point is that you share it so that people can see it, and then they opt in. Okay, so they opt in via an opt-in form. Now, I'm not going to walk through all the tech side of it. I don't want to bore you guys, but this is how we grow our list. So we put something out there in terms of something that we can offer in terms of value in exchange for an email address. They give us their email address, and then we put it into our CRM. Hopefully that makes sense.
Can I just give an example? I mean, Lorraine is a hypnotherapist, so we've actually got a couple of rapid transformational therapists, bit of a mouthful for 4 a.m, on our books, and they might put out as a lead magnet rather than a PDF, like an audio for hypnotherapy. So it might be like to help them sleep or whatever it is, and they give that as a. Now, it wouldn't be necessarily a full 60-minute one or something. I don't know if you do recordings, but it might just be a teaser or something of value to, get that person to give over their details. So that's a good example.
Yeah, but your lead magnet could be anything. Like it could be a template, like I have there. It could be a checklist. It could be an assessment. It could be some kind of report. It could be a free call or a calculator. Yeah. So you may have already put your name and email address into a form somewhere and gone on to someone else's list. And so this is what we teach our clients how to do, how to create these lead magnets, how to create the forms. And we use the toolkit to be able to do that, to be able to collect people's names and email addresses and then grow that list, and then teach them how to nurture that list to be able to get more leads. And I'll talk about that a little bit more as we go through. But hopefully this makes sense. Have we got anything in the
Yeah, we do. Maddie said we're currently using MailChimp for email automation, Plannable for social media, and Shopify backend automations.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Shopify is a good platform for e-commerce.
Yeah. Dean said, I'm doing manual this week because I'm testing a new way, but I'll be re-automated next week using your toolkit. Yeah, so Dean's been a client of ours for a little while. He's a legend. He's all over it. Dean's a real power user.
It's good though. I like to see people managing their own tech because then they can do things themselves, right? And small businesses tend to, want to watch the spend in the beginning. And it's, this is one thing that we teach our clients. We teach them how to fish so that they can do it themselves.
Yeah. So Lorraine McGuire said, that's what I am, RTT.
Oh, RTT. Oh, yeah. Cool.
And then we've got someone here from LK and Shooting from Port Vila, Vanuatu.
Wow, Vanuatu. Okay. What's the time over there right now? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So what this means for you is you can grow your list automatically. You can nurture those people into taking the next step. Now, let me just explain this a little bit more. When you get a lead, you want to do something with that lead as soon as they come in. Otherwise, they'll go cold. Like at the time that they come through, they're a warm lead. It would make sense for you to keep talking to them and find out more about their business and then make an offer for them to take the next step. Now, the next step could be jump on a call if you need some help. It could be come and join this free training.
Or join our Facebook group or something like that.
Yeah, it could be that. So what we do with the toolkit is once we get the lead in, the contact record gets created, and then from there they go into an automated sequence where they get like a series of messages via email. And so they'll get one email the next day, and then another one the next day, and another one the next day. And it's really just to filter those people through to be able to see who on that list is someone that could be a potential customer for you. Now, imagine if you're talking to hundreds or thousands of people, you want your systems to be able to do that heavy lifting for you, to filter out the people who are not appropriate for your products or services, right? And so we use our system to be able to do that by sending them a series of messages that are relevant for your business. So when you do this, people will just bounce out and they'll just either unsubscribe or not open your emails or not read them because what you're sharing with them is not relevant. But you want that to happen because you can't serve everybody, right? So you would have an ideal customer that you work with, and people who do not fit that mold will see these messages and go, that's not relevant for me, and they'll just bounce out. They'll just ignore you. And you guys will be the same. Like when you get on someone's email list, or when you see a series of messages, they'll either be for you or not be for you, and you'll ignore them or you'll take the next step. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. And so when we write that email nurture that we send to people over time, and it could be like one day and then wait the next day and then send another one. It could be 2 days, whatever. You can set the wait time to whatever you want. You will find that as people go through, they will either take the next step or they won't. And so when you're dealing with hundreds or thousands of people coming onto your list, the system will automatically filter them for you, which is fantastic. And so you will only get the people who are interested in your stuff at the end. Okay. And so in that email nurture, we want to find the gold. We want to find the right people who are the right fit for your products or services. And so we do that through those messages. And in that nurture, you can sell your services. So what can happen is in those emails, you can have an offer there to say, would you like to buy this thing? Obviously, you wouldn't do that on day one because you've just met them, right? So you want to warm them up and get them to know, like, and trust you through your series of messages, which are all automated. Everyone who comes through the sequence will get them. You won't see them unless you go looking, but obviously you're busy doing other things, right? You've automated your systems to be able to find the right people. But what can happen here is if you put an offer into that nurture sequence, you can see that you will just get come through, which is such a beautiful thing when that happens. It means that you've set it up in the right way for people to build the know, like, and trust through that series of messages, or we call it the nurture sequence. And then you will just see payments. So can you see how, if you bring in new leads all the time, how you can find the right people who might be the right fit for your business? During this nurture sequence, you can also track customer behavior and see who's been opening your emails, if they've clicked on links, if they've taken that step and joined your group, or done that training or whatever. And the system that we use, which I'll talk about a little bit more, is very powerful in being able to tag that customer behavior, which you do want to track, so that you can send more automated messages to people based on what it is that they've just done. Yeah. Do you want to add anything to that?
I just want to add, this all sounds very robotic and automatic, and it is automatic, but it doesn't mean it has to be impersonal. So that is something that we get from people. I don't want to seem impersonal, but you can set it up in such a way that it does come across as personal and it doesn't look like it's information. So, for example, every email we write is written to the person. We don't say, for example, some of you may have seen this. We never say that, because then someone says, oh, this is sent to more than one person.
It's a group, yeah.
It's a group email. Everything is directed. The language is written to the individual. And obviously we put their first name, that's automatic, the system. But we also tailor the behavior. So, for example, we don't send an email about, for example, a new offer we have if the person's already purchased the offer, okay? Because then they know, oh, don't they know I've already got this? So we tailor the behavior and the automation so that people think that they're getting that email. And we actually have some people quite often actually reply to a particular email, which has probably been sent to thousands of people, and they've written in such a way of, they might just say something like, oh, that was very kind of you to think of me. And people obviously think that we're mailing them individually, and we're not. So you can do that. It does not have to be robotic and look like it's a bot. Okay, so you can do it in such a way that it's personalized.
I'm keen to know, are you guys emailing your list now? For the people who do have a list, are you emailing your list now, and how often are you emailing them?
Yeah, or have you not automated because you don't want to lose that personal touch? I'd like to know that as well.
Or have you not automated because you don't know how to automate? Yeah, but it'd just be good for us to understand that. Paul says.
So Lorraine said, not as often as I should.
Yeah.
Paul said weekly newsletter. That's cool. And then Lorraine, Dean said, yes, I've been emailing my list today. Paul said not also emails.
Yeah.
Right. Lorraine said some automation, but doesn't seem to be working. Well, it's not good.
Okay. Yeah.
And Maddie said try to do a monthly newsletter.
Yeah. Okay. How do you guys feel when I say that you should email every day? A lot of people don't like this because they feel like it's spammy. But here's the thing.
Yeah, Paul says spam in all cases.
Okay, you want to think about that, Paul? We were a coach who said you should email every day. And that was our initial thought as well. Like, oh, no way. I'm not going to do that because that feels really spammy. But it will help shape your list. And obviously, you've got to do what's right for you and your business, right? So you need to feel good about, what you're doing. But if you are sharing value and you're teaching and you're helping people, they will open your emails more. They just will, because they'll look forward to it. And I remember I worked with a coach, and she was actually making an offer every single day, which when I first heard that I should email every day, I thought there's no way I'm doing that. But this woman would make an offer every single day, and I signed up for so much of her stuff because it was so valuable. And it was like, come and join this paid webinar for $47, or get the paid version, get the recording for $37, right? And so if you go live, it's more expensive. But I went live to these sessions, and some of them were really early in the morning, but they were so good. So be open to it. One thing that we do know is that the more we email, the more money we make. So it's just the way we think about things, right? We think, I'm not going to do that because it's spammy. And so we think that our audience won't like it either. You will find that people will unsubscribe, but if you look at the customer behavior, would they have been a customer anyway? Were they opening all your emails? Were they attending your free workshops, or were they engaging with you and responding when you asked them questions? If they weren't, then they probably weren't going to be a customer anyway. But I just wanted to share that with you, just based on our experience as well. You have to do what's right for you, though. Do we have any more?
Yeah, so people have said, I hate that when I get emails every day. That's Lorraine. Maddie says, sounds like a lot of work. And Lorraine says, I unsubscribe very quickly. So the thing about this, it's not necessarily a lot of work.
No, it's not.
Because we can set a lot of these up in advance. And so it's not like we're, forever writing emails, writing copy. So we a lot of these are set in advance. You'll have a sequence ready to go, and then basically when the user does something like downloads a lead magnet or purchases a product, that sequence just springs into action. So our emails go out to them.
Yeah. But you need to do what's right for you, right?
Absolutely.
So if you feel like every day is too much, then don't do it.
And it may not be right for your business, especially if you're saying an e-commerce business and your business is selling, not teaching so much, then you may not want to sell every day. Okay, but we teach a lot as well, or inform. So we're not always selling every email.
If you think about it though, like the emails that we send, hey, I'm doing this live class. Would you guys like to attend?
Yeah.
It's not all buy my thing. And a lot of people go to those sessions. So.
So Paul said there's a difference between consulting, training, and product sales.
Yeah.
Can't really train people how to play with toys so much.
I love it. Okay. Yes, you're right.
I just wanted to jump in because I know that we've had some email kind of specialists. That's like what they do for large organizations. And one of the things that I've heard is your emails don't have to be so long. They can be really short. don't have to be these, essays that you put out there. And that adding value is so important. And even if you were a product-based business, people might want to know a little bit about the background behind a product or the ingredients behind a product, or, hey, did you know that these products, contain all natural, and this is where they're sourced from, and this is a journey. And you could include a video or something like that of the area where the products are sourced from. It doesn't have to be about a sale, even though you sell products. It can be about the product itself. And that information can be really useful for a user or a client customer that is purpose driven in the way that they buy, so that education can still come in with products, but it's just the way that you spin it. It doesn't have to end in a sale. It's more of an awareness piece. Yeah.
Yes,
Sorry,
exactly.
I'm jumping in because I'm really loving this conversation that's happening here. And yeah, I know I hear a lot, people are really adverse to sending lots of emails, but the more I talk to experts like yourselves, the more I hear is, an email person who's in your list of your database is worth, your email EDMs is worth like $13 or something, versus a person on your Facebook's worth like $1, as far as like the amount of sales that they generate. And so these touch points are super important. And if you're not flogging them with heaps of like a book that they have to read, they
Yes.
might more inclined to open it up and be like, oh, what's this about? Oh, this is cool. I didn't know that the coca plant was, these were the people who were picking them, and this is, how you support their local society and culture by providing jobs and blah blah blah. I mean, that kind of stuff can really draw you into the company's ethos and make you a loyal customer for life. So
yeah, no, I agree. And I think sharing your story, sharing your backstory about why you got started, it helps shape your audience, and then it'll bring the right people to you and it'll repel other people. And sharing customer testimonials, like share a case study about something that happened with another customer. There's lots of ways that you can share value. It doesn't have to be all selling. So yeah, I love that, Anne-Marie. I think that, sharing stuff about the product, it will draw your people to you. So yeah, definitely just be open. Just be open.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about calendars. So booking people onto consult calls, or I'm not sure if you guys use a calendar at the moment. I think someone did mention, but this should be something that should be automated, and it should be a case of you just being able to drop a link, or even having a link on a website, say book a call, and so that you just see people booking calls. You just see that on Wednesday I've got a new call with XYZ person. And you can have multiple kind of events. So you could have like a 15-minute consult call, or you could have a 90-minute planning session, and they can be free or paid. And so if you're doing consult calls, you might want to do those for free. If you're having a longer session, then you might want to make those paid. But your system should be able to handle these things for you. You shouldn't be going back and forth talking to people on email or DMs or on the phone going, when are you free? That's really an inefficient use of your time. And so we automate this process, and there's just no more manual handling. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Yeah, so just how that works is, so we hook up our calendar events, like 15-minute free call or your 1-hour pay call, into our main calendar, which has got all our free busy time and all our appointments. So there's no way anyone can book over any of your existing appointments. So what they see on your calendar is when you're available. So you just let them book themselves, and you never have to go back to them and say, hey, sorry, I'm double booked for that time. Can we please reschedule for something else? So that's just all automatic.
And the calendar is smart enough to know that we don't book back to back. So you can add buffers to say, like, if this call is 1 hour, don't book me for the next 30 minutes or whatever, right? So, and some calls, like some of the calls that I do, can be really intense, like if they're 90-minute sessions, and maybe I only want to do 2 of those a day. I've had times where I haven't built the calendar in a smart way, and I've had 3 people book on the same day, and I've just felt like, oh, it's just going to be such a long day. And so you can set the calendar up to only allow certain amounts of those types of bookings to be booked across one day, if that makes sense.
Lorraine says, I use Calendly. Yeah, we used to use Calendly as well. And it's great. It's a great tool, but we now have to Toolkit for that. Dean said, Paul, you had to change a meeting because Colleen had booked you at the same time.
That was my fault, Dean. I didn't put it in the calendar. I didn't put the booking in the calendar. So yeah, that's what happened in that instance, but it was my bad. Human error, it does happen. So yeah, you can set it up so that you don't get double bookings, and that definitely works as well. Okay, cool. So for you guys watching, have you automated this process, or can you see how it can work in your business to help you become more efficient? I know in the beginning when we first started our business, I was actually going back and forth manually with people, trying to work out what time zone are you in? Oh, is it daylight savings over there? I'm not available at that time. And then by the time we actually worked out a time, maybe someone else had booked, and that was painful. So in your business, do you actually book consults? Do you actually book people in to have calls with you? And maybe you don't. I don't know. If you have an e-commerce business, maybe you don't. But for us, and what we do in our clients, they book calls, and so you'd want to do that in an automated fashion.
And I just mean you've got a bullet point there about automated reminders increasing the show up rate. So that's something, especially with free consults, you get a lot of no-shows. It's really common. But if you can remind people via email and text, so that's something we do. We don't really use text messaging a lot, not for marketing, but we do use them for appointment reminders. So we'll just message someone, remind them, say 24 hours before and 1 hour before, and basically we get a really good show up rate. Very, very few people don't show up. So if that's a problem for you, you should definitely be automating these reminders.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Okay.
So Anamari says, I do. It's the best. And Canterbury Builder says, no, it is worthwhile if you only have is it worthwhile if you only have a few appointments per week? Look, it can still be, because when you have manual tasks, there's always the chance that you might get something wrong or forget. And when you set it up in the system, you won't forget and it won't get it wrong. So it's completely up to you. For me, if it's the same every time and it doesn't need a human to decide what to do, then I automate it. So
yeah,
it's completely your choice. But if you've got someone that, and if your business is really personalized and you like to have like a face-to-face or a voice-to-voice, then that's fine. But obviously, if you get too many of those, then there's more chance for error or just missing something completely.
Yeah, and you have to think about how much your time is worth, right? So if you're doing it like once or twice a week, then maybe you wouldn't automate it. But if it's something that you feel like, actually, I want to automate this because I would like to spend that time doing something else that only I can do, then I would look at automating it, because it's just going to take you some time to set it up, but then it's done, right? And you won't have to worry about it again. Systems very rarely fail. So it's more about the human interaction and setting up of the actual process itself where it falls over. But systems very rarely fail. So I would automate it. That's one of the things we did very early on.
So Canterbury Builder said, I would love to automate more. However, clients' needs are so different. Yeah, you automate what you can. Not everything can be automated. So if there are things where you either have to make a human decision, you can either automate the part before, make the decision, and then start the next part of the automation, or you can just do that manually. It is your choice. But obviously, we would recommend automate what you can.
Let me give you an example of something where we automate and then we stop the automation and there's human interaction. So like if people want to work with us, we ask them to apply so that we can see who's a good fit for our business, rather than let's just jump on a call and have a chat about the service and see if it's a fit for you. Like I just haven't got time to be able to do that with people. And so what we do is we ask them to fill in an application form. They fill in the application form and then we vet them. So they go to a website, we give them a URL and say, fill out the application form. They fill it out. We get an email. We read the application form and we see like, are they the right fit for us? But the automation stops there. And then we get to assess it. And then we take the next step, which is to contact them either via DM or email or whatever, and then say, yes, you're the right fit, and you can either sign up here or let's bring you onto a call just to have a quick conversation. Yeah. But that's where the automation stops. So you can use automation in your business to be able to help you do some of the heavy lifting. Like if I had to meet with everyone who wanted to apply, it would just be a nightmare. And then, like, I like to give people a lot of time. So on those calls, I'd probably go over the time slot, and it would just be a disaster. So when we follow this process, it narrows down the people who want to work with us, and then we can vet them in our own time and then invite them to take the next step, if that makes sense.
Yep. So Paul said, once it's set up, it's set time forever.
Yes, definitely.
Automate a phone chat to get initial details, but manually book the visits, for example. You could absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Dean said, I found the calendar booking very good. Even if I have a calendar booking, it talks to my CRM. Yep. Catchbird says, thanks, Victoria. And Dean said, add in person from my phone. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So you can still have that human interaction, but choose where you want to add it. Okay, selling your services, right? So I'm just going to go through the most, the bigger pieces. Okay, so we're not going to go through all the things on the previous slide, but selling your services is something that helps you create more freedom in your life. So when we were selling that $37 product, can you imagine if I had to take payment manually for that? That would have been a nightmare. We sold that digital course over 500 times. And that is what we wanted to do. We wanted to automate it. We wanted to see if we could get paid as we were traveling. And we did. It was a really great experience. It was a lot of work, I won't lie, but it was well worth it. And then when I had my skiing accident, we kicked the ads in again, and we could still get paid while I had that downtime, because I was on a lot of heavy pain meds, and let's just say I was dangerous behind a keyboard. So that can be really helpful. So you want to take payment in an automated fashion so that you can deal with the masses, right? I know for small businesses that are just starting out, it can seem like a huge leap, but if you want to increase your impact, talk to more people, and generate more money and create more freedom in your life, taking payment is a key function, right? So from there, you can automate the next step. Now, our customers, the clients that we work with, might have a digital course, for example, like how we did. So they would take payment and then onboard the customer onto the next step. Now, in your business, it might be something else. The way that you onboard them might be, you might want to get them to fill out a form so that you can do an assessment on them and then take the next step with them. You can automate that process. You can take payment and then get them to fill in a form or do whatever it is that you need to do. Book them into the call and then get them to fill in a form so that you can prepare for the call and then book them into the call after they pay. Right. So whatever it is, the automation should follow your business process. Okay. When you take payment like that automatically, then you don't need to speak to them. They can just go to the sales page and then sign up. And this is really great when you just see payments coming through. You know that your sales pages are working. The copy on the pages makes sense to the right people, and then they just sign up and then you get payments. When you're dealing with lots of people, you want to automate that process. Does anyone have any questions at all about anything that we have talked about so far in terms of what you can automate? And let me just go back a couple of slides. So in terms of these key areas here, does anybody have any questions about that and how you can apply it to your business? And can you see like how automation can change the way that you do business, the way you interact with your customers? It can still be personalized, and the way that you can create more freedom in your life. Hopefully this is all making sense and you guys are going, yeah, that makes sense. And I can see how I can apply it.
And can I just say, for those that have e-commerce stores, whether you've got like Shopify or something else, you can integrate that with the toolkit. And then let's say for someone purchases something, they can then go into an email nurture. You can either, depends on what your product is. So I don't know, if you sell pet food, you can offer to put them on a recurring purchase subscription.
Yeah.
Or you could just tell them about special offers in the area, that kind of thing. So and then you can have them all in your CRM, one central place, and you can send out campaign emails every now and again and say, here's the best deal, latest deals we've got going on right now, etc. So you can absolutely do that for anyone that's in e-commerce.
Well, like what Anamari said, right? And so you bought this product. Let me tell you a little bit more about that product, right? Here's the backstory of that product, right? So you can actually automate that. If someone purchases this, send that.
Yeah. So Paul said, Lorraine said, see how automation can give me more freedom to just do the theory that I love.
Yeah. See, yeah.
It does free you up to do, what you love to do. Paul said it makes sense. The question is how to tie things together. For example, I sell via Choice and Trade Me at the moment. I don't have my own website setting up in April.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you would have to, I don't know if Trade Me has any, I don't know if it would have APIs to connect to other systems. That would be the only thing.
Yeah. Not sure about Trade Me. Not sure. I know Shopify you can integrate, but not sure about Trade Me. They're very, yeah.
I've got an insight. So just on that, we've got these guys coming in by Kiwi, and basically it's kind of like the Amazon for Kiwi businesses. Only Kiwi businesses can register to be a part of this thing, and it's they've already launched, but they're doing their hard launch in March, and then they'll be doing a session with us in May, and then you could integrate with what you guys have going on, and it allows to go from a website or from other like it's got more capabilities than Trade Me, more capabilities than Choice, in the sense it can stream through to Shopify or WooCommerce. You can link it to other things. It's got an API kind of code, which is above my pay grade, that you can plug places. But it might be cool for you guys to chat with those guys as well, and link your systems in with their system, and do some cross there. I think I'll hook you guys up. I was chatting with him yesterday, and you guys can stay tuned. If you're on some of those systems and you don't have a website, that might be a good platform for you as well. So you can check that out in May, or contact support and we'll help you to hook you through. But I love this. I love this one-stop shop kind of system that you guys have developed, because I think that that's the hardest part. Is what we're hearing in the chat is, oh, I've got MailChimp, oh, I've got Calendly, I've got, all of this. And we have all of these subscriptions to all of these different services, and then we're trying to make them all work together in my tiny brain. I find having so many subscriptions and so many services, it feels scattered. But what I like about this is kind of like, okay, I can just go here, I can do all of it in one place.
Yeah, so, you're right. You're right.
We actually just heard from a client in Canada just a couple of days ago, and she was talking about how she used to have about 7 different systems all booked in together, and every now and again something will break, and then she's going from system A to system B, and she didn't know who was at fault. Was it system A or system B? And she'd contact them both, and sometimes they'd say, speak to the other ones, and she wouldn't know how to fix it. So yeah, you don't have those problems anymore if it's in one system.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the systems are good. I just, it's the way that your mind works and the way you want to set it up and what you're looking for. And yeah, I'm glad that you've come on here. Now, I wanted to ask you a quick question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
You talk a lot about these meetings that you're doing with people. Do you guys coach businesses as well? Is that an element of what you do?
Yeah, it is. So there's 2 parts to our business. We do business coaching and we do the Honest Tech Toolkit. So so we help people make money online, basically using a skill that they have. So we work with coaches and consultants to help them work from home. Basically, it's something that we're really passionate about. So we've worked with people like market traders, people who teach other people how to do things. We had a home baker, a lady who used to make wedding cakes, and she would teach people how to make these things. So if you have a skill that you can teach, like you might be a nutritionist, and you build an audience of people who want to understand more about nutrition, or fitness trainers. We've got a couple of gyms that we work with. There's lots of different types of businesses that we work with, but it's all online. So that
and I'm sure that's you guys are focusing on your automation and stuff that you can do while you travel. But I just was interested because of some of the comments that you put out there. So that was my own. Thank you. I see. Paul has put in a comment there, and I'll drop off and let you guys continue.
Okay. All right,
so Paul said the thing is that Trade Me is the dominant player. Choice has a 500,000 email group. There are lots of new starters for online marketplaces, but do they have the public recognition? I think that's the case with any new business. A new marketplace comes on, it takes a while to get there. And you're right, Trade Me is the dominant player. So,
do you know what, Paul? What I would do if I was you, I would try and those customers that you're getting from Trade Me, I agree, they've definitely got the traffic, and you want to capitalize on that. But when someone buys from you, you've got an opportunity to talk to them privately, right? So maybe you can get them on your email list and talk to them about other things that you sell in your store that you might want to share with them. Is that something that you could do? You want to build your list so that you own it. If you are using a platform like we used to sell on Amazon, we had an Amazon FBA store in the States. Amazon owned our customers, not us. And that was a risk for us because if they decided that we just don't like you, they could shut our entire business down. And that becomes troublesome. So building a list is an asset that you own, and it's hugely valuable because if you get to a point where you can just send an email and get paid, that's really powerful.
Yeah, so just on TradeMe, actually, I'll come back to this, but TradeMe don't want you to have their customer list. They don't want you to take your customers, people that purchase from you on TradeMe, onto another system, because then they might buy from you directly and not pay TradeMe's fees. So they don't want to let you out as a closed ecosystem. So Paul said, I do add them to the email list, but it's manual adding. Agree about the living on rented real estate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You know. Okay. All right. Let me just calendars we talked about. Okay. Selling your services. Yeah, we talked about that. Okay. What this means for you. So you can impact more people with less effort. We've been talking about that the whole time. Create more revenue in your business because you're able to deal with larger volumes of people. So we're not thinking in terms of a small scale here. We're talking hundreds and thousands of people all at once, right? And in the beginning, I know it's really daunting when you think, oh, I've only got like 50 people on my email list. Everybody starts at zero. And you can build your list. If you're building it in the way that we've just talked about by having these lead magnets out there, then you will grow your list over time. And it will just happen. Having more free time, that's a big deal. That's a big thing for us. We help people create freedom businesses so that they can really just create an amazing lifestyle and, spend time doing more of the things that they love. So for us, we're traveling right now. Who knows how long we'll be on the road for, but when you have a business that you've set up in a way that matches your lifestyle, and you get to do this, right? You get to make the call in your business on how you want it to work. And if you automate your systems, you can have more free time to do things. I know when we got to a point in our business where so much was automated, there would be times where I'd say to Paul, I actually haven't got anything to do. Like there's nothing for me to do. And I felt quite lost because I'm so used to being so busy. But it's actually a nice feeling to be able to choose whether you want to be working or not working. What have we got? Anamari's laughing. Yeah. Well, yeah, it was odd because most of my career I've been super busy.
And look, and not everyone wants to go traveling like we've done, but this gives you the freedom to choose, okay? And whether it's spending more time on the golf course, spending more time with kids or grandkids, gives you the freedom to choose what you do. So that's what we're trying to make to do.
Yeah, or just do nothing. It's okay to do nothing.
Potter around the golf.
Do nothing. Okay, so we do this using the Honest Tech Toolkit, which is what we've been talking about. It's one system, one support team, and one subscription. There's an asterisk there. We'll come back to that in a minute. But I just want to just confirm something here. So Anamari, it's not actually ours. It is our system. We've white labeled it. It's a white label system that GHL or Go High Level has created, and we've just called it the Honest Tech Toolkit. It's an agency model. So that's what we're using, and it's been widely used. Thousands of people use this across the globe.
Hundreds of thousands.
There we go. So it's not something that we've created. I just wanted to correct that. And it is something that a lot of people are using. We have a tech background, so it was a natural fit for us in our business. Okay, cool. So how we do this, it's got a powerful CRM. So if you want to track customer behavior, it works really, really well. Maybe you want to talk about
that. Okay. I'm going to preface all of this by saying a lot of the systems you sign up for, they are limited. So you can have 10,000 contacts, or you can send this many emails a month, or you can have this many web pages, etc. This is all unlimited. Okay. So you can have as many contacts as you want. There's no extra charge. So many as you like. You can send as many emails as you like. However, there is a cost. That is the one additional cost there is. We recommend a service that it actually lets you send up to 100 emails a day for free. But after that, there's a charge of $20 to send up to 50,000 emails a month, which suits most people. Yeah, there is that extra charge. You can send text messaging. You can have unlimited opt-in and sales pages. So we call them funnel pages, in case you've heard that term. Unlimited websites, forms and surveys. So if you want to do equivalent of like a MailChimp survey, you can do that as well. You can put out blog posts on your website. can have unlimited digital courses. So someone purchases a course from you, they just get automatically onboarded, they go and log in and they can do the digital course. As we've mentioned, the calendar booking system, social media scheduler. So we've got, currently we've got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, what am I saying, Google My Business, and there's one more, and it eludes me. I'm sure it'll come to me later. And they're adding more all the time. And you can invoice your clients as well from here, either one-offs or recurring invoices. And there's a mobile app to manage remotely. Now, mobile app, you could do things like manage your clients, you can send them emails, you can trigger invoices, that kind of thing. You can't go and build a website in it or a web page.
No,
but you can do some, no, you wouldn't want it, not on a mobile phone, but you can do some of the more common like tasks remotely. So you could be out, on the road and you can trigger an invoice to someone. I've actually done that myself. Okay. So that's it for that one.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay. So we have a special offer for you if you are interested in automating your business and using the toolkit. It is a really powerful system. We have a monthly subscription, or you can sign up and do the annual plan, which means that you'll get 2 months free. So it's 117 a month, or 1170 annually, and you get 2 months free. So do you want to talk through those?
Yeah. So we don't just give you the system. We give you a bunch of templates and automation, etc. itself too, so that you don't have to start from scratch. You can basically open up our emails, tweak them, put in your own branding, your own voice, etc., and you could just use. So a bunch of funnel templates, so, opt-in forms, sales pages, that kind of thing, pre-written emails. We've also got a bunch of template websites as well, which, again, you can just go in and change the branding. A lot of preloaded automation. So, for example, when someone books a calendar slot with you, just automating all of the messages that go out. We also give you a Facebook support group. So I run that. I'm in there 6 days a week. And I also do weekly calls every week. And the next weekly call is actually in a few hours. And if you need any extra technical help, I can help with that as well. But we've got a special offer for the annual plan. So if you sign up, you get white glove onboarding. So when you set it up, you have to be able to send your emails and set up your websites and funnels, etc. You need to set up domains, which involves DNS records. And if the thought of that just makes your eyes glaze over, we can do that for you. That's the white glove onboarding.
And that's just like your website your website address, right? So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Some people like to do that themselves, and I provide all the trainings to do that, and a lot do it themselves. And other people just say, Paul, I don't want to deal with the tech, that kind of thing. Just do it for me.
We actually have a lot of customers who are afraid of tech or just aren't tech savvy. One of our customers says that she's a tech dinosaur, but they come into the Facebook group and they learn from other people. Paul does training every week, so he's sharing live and doing live training every week. And there's Q&A at the end of those calls. And then so people are watching other people learn, and you can see the progression as people go through. The videos are bite-sized pieces, so they're not like an hour-long video. It's short, where people can get a quick win and learn how to do these things themselves. So we have a couple of different types of clients. There are those who are just like, can you just manage it all for me? And then there are others who are like, I want to learn how to do it myself because it's really important that I do this. And the training is all there to teach people how to use the toolkit, and also this training every week live, which is we found that's been really beneficial for people.
And can I also say, you can, if you've got a team, a whole team, or just a single team member, you've maybe got a virtual assistant, they can actually come and use it as well. So there's no extra cost for users of the system. So if you've got a team of 20 salespeople, they can all use the system for free. And also they can attend training. They can come on our live calls and get support from me. So it doesn't make any difference. I support your whole team.
And some people say, can you just teach my assistant rather than me? Which happens quite often. But, if you're a busy business owner and you've got a team of people who can manage that kind of stuff for you, then just send them and we'll train them instead.
Exactly. Yeah. With the annual plan, you also get 1 month goal support. So this, I mentioned about the extra support. So this is where you've got me on tap for 8 hours in a month, and you can just fire me an email or a DM, and I will help you out with whatever tech issues you've got.
Yep.
So the total value of that bonus is $1,247. It's only open for the next 2 days. We'll give you a link in a moment, and which actually I'll send from my computer. We'll give you a link. It's got a timer on the top of the page, okay? And when that timer runs out, redirect, and the offer won't be available anymore. So if you want to get in on that, jump in the next 2 days. Just still want to mention a couple of things. So all prices are in US dollars. Do bear that in mind, because we are a global company, so we charge US dollars. And I mentioned for the emails, there's an additional cost if you're sending more than 100 emails a day. If you're not, then you can just get started for free. Okay. Now, we do have a question. Would this be a new website? Can you use your current website? So either or. So we do offer WordPress hosting. Now, there is a charge for us for that, so there will be a charge for you. So you can port over your WordPress site if it's on WordPress. If it's on something else, like Squarespace or Wix or something like that, then you'll need to recreate it, but it will be free in the toolkit. Okay, you can have as many websites. You won't have to pay any additional hosting fees. You can just have it in the toolkit. But if you do want to bring over your WordPress site, there will be a small additional charge. I hope I've answered the question.
Something in the chat here. Dean says coaching is very good.
Thank you, Dean.
Love seeing you on the course, Dean. You've always got so much value to add as well. Okay, cool.
And can I just say, Dean, in a few hours, is actually going to be presenting on one of our calls, because he's been doing a lot of good work in the toolkit, and he really pushes the boundaries. So I've asked him to present, and he's very gratefully agreed. So
it's going to be good.
He's a great user.
So hopefully that makes sense in terms of how we use the toolkit, what it can do for business, and what the offer is. Now, I understand that we're Kiwis, right? So this is in US dollars, and 1170, I'm not sure what it converts to, but it might be a bit of a stretch for a system that you haven't seen. Paul's just going to grab the link and put it into the chat so you guys can go and have a look. We're not going to walk through the system now. I don't want to bore you guys with all the tech side, but on the sales page, there's a whole bunch of videos. If you want to see how the calendar works, if you want to see how the sales pages work, all the videos are there, and you can watch them at your leisure. If you feel like 1170 is a bit of a stretch in terms of signing up for something in 2 days, and you feel like, I haven't even used the system, if you do want to come in on the monthly plan, then you're welcome to come in, see what we're all about, come and join the Facebook group, join on the monthly plan, and then sign up with a week. If you decide that you want to go to the annual plan and get all of these bonuses, we'll keep it open for the next week. But you've got to sign up during that window, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does.
And give you a chance to try it for a week.
Yeah, and you can see what the training is like. You can see the support in the group, and then you can go through and have a look at the videos.
Okay. So I think that's it. Anamari, shall I just put the link in the chat?
Just drop the link in there. And thank you so much for all the education throughout this session. I'll pull that link for myself so I can drop it into the chats across all the other platforms, because I can see folks watching on social media as well. So I'll put that in the comment section now. And I want to thank you guys for coming in and having a chat. You guys can check that out if you like. And I think we just got a lot of good information throughout the session as well of the importance of automation and some of the things that it can give us as small businesses as far as freedom. And it was a great little conversation that we've had about automation and all the different tools that we use, and whether or not, we're using them to their full capacity, different ways that we can automate our business to drive more sales, or just to engage with our users, our customers, our students. So thank you so much, Paul and Colleen, for coming on to Digital Boost. We really appreciate it. If you guys want to get in contact with them, I've put the link, there's links everywhere. So go ahead and get in contact with them. And if you need any other additional support, please contact support@digitalboost.co.nz. So thanks again, guys, for joining us here on Digital Boost. And thanks for getting up so early, 4 a.m. Goodness gracious.
That's okay. You're most welcome. It's a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Hold on. Let me just drop that link in because they can't see. For some reason, I
Okay,
couldn't.
yeah. you can see
There we
it.
go. I've put it to everyone. I think you sent it to me. So that's all good. And I'll drop it in on the other Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. I can see you guys out there. I better do YouTube now because it drops out as soon as we finish.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
And guys, if you have any questions at all, you can also email us at help@honesttechcompany.com. And so, so help@honesttechcompany.com, and then ask us any questions that you have. We'll be more than happy to answer them for you if you feel like you have any questions about the toolkit and if it is a relevant fit for your business or not.
Oh, you know what? Can you drop that to everyone? Because that email address, because it's just to me.
I think I just did.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Okay. Sorry.
No, you've got lots to organize over there, I can see.
Yeah, I'm like, woo, I've got so many dashboards open right now. I'm flying. Thanks everyone for joining us here for a how-to Q&A. Join us to chat with Jung on Thursday. We're doing a workshop. He is a business coach and we're going to be doing a business strategy plan for 2023. He's quite charismatic. He's got a lot of panache, and he doesn't muck about when it comes to setting goals for your business. He likes them to be short, sweet, sharp, and keep refining throughout the year. So if you want to join us on Thursday, you do need to register for that event because it is a closed meeting Zoom. So register on the website and join us to get your business strategy in place for this year. Thanks again, Paul and Colleen, for joining us at such an early hour. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Ka kite, everyone.